Hey y'all, it's almost midnight. It's almost midnight here. I want to show you my fingers on this here guitar because I want to show you. I think it's called a chord progression that is in a million songs. I mean, I think quite literally a million songs. And what it is it's E. Well, that's alright, Mom. That's alright with you. That's alright, E. Do what you do. Then A. That's alright. Make it A with one finger. That's alright. Then B7. That's alright now, Mama. That's what it looks like. Anyway, back to E. You do. I'm leaving town tomorrow, leaving town for show. You ain't gonna see me hanging around the door. That's all A. That's alright. That's all B7 right now, Mama. Anyway, back to E. Ba-da-dee, da-da-dee, da-ba-dee-dee. Doing A, doing A, do a B7 now, which is like that. It's kind of complicated, but ain't that hard if you practice. That's alright. This here is called Francais Spectacular. Come here any old time you want. You can learn a few chords, really just three, and play any song that you want. Back to E. E, 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 A, 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 A. B7, B7, you sweet, sweet chord, B7. I'm leaving town tomorrow, leaving town for show. You ain't gonna see me hanging at your door. That's all E, A, so A. That's all B7, bitches. Woo, back to E. Listen, if you don't play guitar and you always wanted to play guitar, the best thing to get started with is a nylon string classical guitar because it don't hurt the fingers the way the steel strings do. So I highly recommend it. And it's so versatile. And this little, I'm not advertising, but this little Yamaha, I think it's Yamaha. This little Yamaha here, half guitar, has a really sweet sound. And I have a guitar maker friend, Robin, who lives in my village. And he agreed. He said, "Yeah, that's a nice little sound." And this is like a $100 guitar. Doesn't hurt the fingers. Versatile. Nice. So this is my midnight guitar lesson for the people who want to learn how to play guitar. And if you do, you're in good company because lots of nice people play guitar, I think. You slide up there because there's dots. See, there's dots on the fretboard, the side of the fretboard rather perfectly. And you got them every 5th, 7th, well, 5th, 7th, 9th, 12th, I don't know. Peace out. Love you all. Play guitar, goddammit.